talking about all the stuff that you can do before the game. This will affect your call time. Now, your call time needs to be communicated to all of your crew. Your crew should know before they come in, before game day, A, what they're doing, and B, what time they need to be there. The reason why I say what they're doing, oftentimes schools will say, I crewed 5 people, and then when we get there, we'll figure out what everyone wants to do. I wouldn't suggest that. It's a bad idea, and this is why. One, if I'm doing graphics, I'm gonna dress a lot differently than if I'm gonna run a camera, right? Because I'm gonna be sweating, and I'm gonna be running around, and I need to make sure I have the right shoes on, and graphics, I should have already built half of this stuff before I even got there. So know what needs to be, who needs to be there and at what time and what they're doing, okay? People need to be able to get in the mindset. I would suggest that you set your call times 3 to 4 hours before the game. I know most of you will be staffing your crews with students, and sometimes this is really difficult. Graphics, they don't need to necessarily show up 4 hours before because they should have most of their stuff built. They could have built all of it if they did it that day or that morning, so their season stats, didn't change, things like that. Your cameras may need to be there a little bit earlier until they learn their cable runs and all of those things. So as you get more used to your crews, you get into a rhythm of, setting up in the same places, that could turn into 2 hours, or that could turn into an hour and a half, depending on if you have a layover and your stuff's basically there. So when you get there, you're gonna wanna set up your cameras, run your cables, and hook up your TriCaster, okay? Set up your graphics laptop, and then fax out gear. Some of you know that term, some of you don't. Faxing out, it means making sure everything communicates with each other. You wanna make sure that your talent mics can hear your producer can hear your talent mics, that the talent can hear program. You wanna make sure that the TriCaster is getting all camera feeds, making sure that they get audio, both effects and program from the talent. These are all things we need to check. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you fax out at least an hour before that game. If something goes wrong, you need time to fix it. If nothing's wrong and it's awesome, take a break, grab a bite to eat, run to the restroom. Extra time is fine. But if you wait too long and there's a problem, panic. Also, if you lay over, if we've got a girls basketball game here today and a men's basketball game here tomorrow, we're gonna leave everything where it is. It's just hidden, everything will work tomorrow. Let's just show up 30 minutes before the game. Do not do it. The worst word in television is should. Because yes, it should work. It worked yesterday, it should work today. That doesn't always happen. And the reason is because things happen. An athlete walked over your cable with the right bead of sweat at the right time, and now that cable's out, okay? There's so many things that can happen. Fax everything out at least an hour ahead of time. You never know what can happen in between, okay? So make sure, fax out, talent, everything. I love to know that what as producers say, look and sound good. So I'm used to working in big trucks with a master control, somebody 3,000 miles away from me telling me that everything is okay. I like hearing everything is okay, okay? The hard part when you're streaming is you don't have that person constantly saying, yep, you're still good, you're still good, you're still good. I'm that producer that sets up a laptop, pulls up my game, and puts it in the corner. So every once in a while, I can turn around and look and know we still look good and we still sound good. Quality control. So you either have assign your graphics person, you do it yourself. It's just the way I work because I feel safer. I want to know if there's issues, I want to fix them as soon as they happen. If I turn around and I notice that there's glitches or I'm seeing something weird, I need to be able to know that that's happening. I don't want to hear 2 hours after the game, oh, and by the way. And that's just from experience. It happens, okay? So if you've got an extra laptop, bring your own. It gives you an idea that you can quality control yourself along the way. Look, we're still all going to have issues. We're still going to have problems. I had a boss that told me 4 issues in a game and you're doing good. Count on 4 mistakes and you're fine. It'll happen. But if we can minimize those by checking all of our corners, it'll help, okay? So, talent. Every game's going to have talent. Some of us will have a play-by-play and an analyst. Some of us will just have a play-by-play. Sometimes our analyst is going to be a student. And let's be honest, that doesn't really make them an analyst, but it's the best we can do. So if they know the sport, that's what we want. When talking to your play-by-play and analyst, your play-by-play should tell you what's happening, and your analyst should tell you why. And you need to talk to them differently. So when you decide who your play-by-play is, make sure they know. They're basically telling everyone at home what's happening. Who's on the floor? Who's on the field? What's happening in the game? Who passed to who? And your analyst is going to tell you why, the strengths of the team. Your analyst is going to be the one to say, I talked to that player earlier today and said that he stubbed his left toe, so we're going to see him go right. Things like that, okay? So we want to talk to them about any storylines that our coaches and SIDs told us. Was one of the players sick last night? Do they have the flu? Did their grandfather go to whatever school you're at? Did their grandfather go to BYU and now they're here playing at BYU? Do they have 17 people in their family in the crowd today? Those are the things we want to make sure that we tell our talent so that there's storylines as we're going along, okay? We want to know if we're going to put them on camera. Now, I highly suggest that you pre-tape these. You can record into the TriCaster and play it back from the TriCaster. If you want to do it live, you have one of your alternate cameras, shoot them a stand-up. You guys, I'm seeing that most of you are getting mic flags. It is so exciting, by the way. And so it makes us, it really is great for you. You have stick mics in your audio kits. If you put them on camera, what do you want them to wear? Now, this is sometimes a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation because you're telling people what I expect you to look like. You're not just telling them, yes, brush your hair and I hope you wear a clean shirt. Do you want them in polos or do you want them in suits? Okay? Do you want, if they wear glasses, can they keep their glasses on or do they have to take them off? If you have a female, make sure she understands this is HD. She needs to make sure that she has makeup on. She's going to be concerned with how her hair looks. You need to think about those things. Is their shirt too much or too little? So these are conversations as adults we have to have with talent. And if they want to be talent, or if they already are, it's not going to be the first or last time they've heard this conversation. Okay? If you are talking to them and they're about to do their stand-up and you see this weird hair that's sticking up in the back like alfalfa, tell them. You're their last line of defense. Okay? And what you have to understand is the better you make them look, the better they make you look. Nobody knows we're here, okay? The only way we do a good job is if we make sure that they look good. So we need to make sure they have all the information they can. Any game notes that we've been given, starting lineups we've been given, storylines we've been given, what to wear, how to wear it, all of that needs to be talked about before they get to the game, okay? Talk to them and let them know that you're here for them. Each talent is different. Now, keep in mind, you'll be talking in their ear while they're trying to talk. If this was easy, we would all be talent in sports broadcasting, okay? It's not. And you'll come across those people, especially the students and the new people, that as soon as you start talking, they stop. And they wait until you're done because they're listening. Okay, that is so awkward. People at home are like, what happened? Did I lose audio? So you need to talk to them about that. Are they comfortable with you talking in their ear? Some aren't, some are. Okay? If they don't need your help in the sport, how much do you need from me? Some just need you to say, replay. Some need you to say, replay of the layup. Others need you to say, replay of the layup from the baseline camera. Okay? So get to know them as much as you can. Be honest with them. Say, how much do you need me to talk? You'll have an ability to talk to your talent separately. Do they want to be talked separately to? I have some talent. I have an analyst who every time I talk to my play-by-play guy, he feels so left out that he thinks he's missing something. And then he'll get on the talkback and say, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Well, I wasn't talking to you. It's okay. So I've learned with him, even if it's something he doesn't need to know, he needs to hear it. So he feels like I'm not forgetting about him. So get to know them. Know what they need. If they can't talk while you're talking to them, save everything for breaks. Give them all the information. Now, you need to remember that you need to direct them to where we're going. So if you go to break, that's your chance. All right, guys, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the point guard, and then we're going to look at the coaches, and then we're going to play. When we go to break, I'll let you know we're going to break, and I need you to get to break as quick as possible because I'm going to come back with something. Done. That's my chance to tell you. While we're in this segment, I want you to read promo card number 3. Done. Okay? Which brings us to the elements. Open, promos, and close copy. Now, this is going to seem extremely sophomoric. This will save your life every day. It's a card. It's a bright green card that you can buy at CVS or Target or Walmart, and I highly suggest them. The reason why I suggest them is because you can print your copy on them, cut it out and tape it. Put your open copy. Hi everybody, we're here at Jenny Craig Pavilion in beautiful San Diego as the USD Toreros take on. Type it up, put it on a card, give it to them. It's easy. Here's your open copy. Done. I want to promo next game. Hey guys, make sure that everybody tunes in next Tuesday as we take on blah, blah, blah. So when I'm in break, I can say, we're going to read promo copy 2. It's on the pink card. Make it as simple as possible. Remember guys, your talent has got a lot of stuff going on. The game's moving fast. They're trying to talk while somebody else is talking. You're talking in their ear. They got promo copy. They don't want to sound like an idiot. They just realized they said 3 times and they're kicking themselves for it. Make it simple. Cards. It's really simple, okay? And then you've got your closed copy. The WCC has a closed copy. All of you will get it. Okay? It's a generic closed copy. It's got blanks for what it is. For my broadcaster, Adam Anshell, I'm Olivia Stomski saying good evening from Jenny Craig Pavilion in San Diego, California, where the final score is, I don't like to jinx people, so I'm not going to give a final score. It's been an exclusive presentation of WCC basketball. This will be normal. Print it up, put it on a card. It takes 2 minutes, and you no longer have to worry about it. So much easier than hoping that they can wing it or having it on a piece of paper when they've got stacks of notes and stats and all kinds of stuff. Bright colored cards. They won't lose them. It's easy. If you've got 3 or 4 promos that you want to get in for your Eco Club and the next week's game, and put them on a card. If you know that the standings and schedule aren't going to change, put it on a card. They'll have a program monitor, but what happens if your graphics go down or your graphics person doesn't show up? Put it on a card. They can read it. Okay? I know it seems silly, but I promise. It helps.